Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be going through how to do top-down analysis, how to start on those higher time frames, refine all the way down to something like your 1 minute time frame, 2 minute time frame, so you can get those really high risk rewards and those sniper entries. I'm going to be going through that by going through a trade where I did top-down analysis. So you can see I started on the daily, went onto the 4 hour, then went onto the 10 minute, and then I went finally onto the 1 minute. I just don't have a screenshot of the chart for the 1 minute. This trade did end up running for 280 pips, so it was a great trade, and it was sent out to the members that are part of our mentorship group. The mentorship group has grown immensely. We now have 130 members, which is absolutely insane. A lot of you have been taking advantage of that $140 sale. We now are only doing we are charging $140 for lifetime access to the group, which is an absolute bargain. That will continue for a couple more days. So if you are interested, first link in the description, and that will sort you out. So yeah, as you can see the date and time that we posted it, and then if I zoom in here, you can see the date and time that I posted it. So there's proof of that. This trade was also sent out onto the Instagram, and the Instagram has grown immensely as well. You're now on nearly 600 followers. As you can see, it was posted. You can see the before, the after, and then the proof of it being posted on the Signal chat. And I can show you that right here live. So you can see here's the daily, and then you can see the 4 hour, and then finally the 10 minutes. So there's all the proof in the world. I am also going to be having a lot of announcements, and near the end of the video I'm going to be announcing the giveaway winners. I am also going to be announcing a new giveaway where you don't have to do anything. Just a quick, I'll say it, why not, I'll just say it now. Basically, I'm going to be doing a free Zoom call for everyone here, so I'm going to be putting a Zoom link in the description that you will find that is scheduled for a time, so all of you can join and benefit from that Zoom call. However, there'll be more on that near the end of the video. So yeah, now that all of that has been said, basically I'm just going to delete everything off this chart and replay my market to right here. Then I'm obviously going to start on the higher time frames, because that's the whole point of this video. We're going to show how to do top-down analysis. So on CAD JPY, what did I see for the chart on CAD JPY? I started on my higher time frames, as you should do. If you've watched the latest video, or the most popular video that now has nearly 35,000 views, which is absolutely insane, you'll notice that we always start on the higher time frames. Look at our higher time frame bias to see if there is any higher time frame bias, and as you can see here, if I zoom in for you, there is a daily POI. You can see that we have a little bit of indecision in that daily POI, right, which is a good thing, because that indicates maybe Wyckoff distributions, some money distributing their orders before a potential sell-off, which is exactly what we have. This order block is valid because our next candle, as you can see, is an engulfing candle. Therefore, that suggests that, and that shows us that volume has increased, telling us that smart money must have gotten involved in this market. Also, as you can see, the market has broken all types of structures to the downside. Therefore, this order block is very, very valid. Then what we have is the market come back to our order block and form a level of structure, right? The market hasn't really come into our zone yet. However, it's formed a level of structure. Right, let me just refine that zone. I didn't mean to make it the whole wick, just that part, right? The market hasn't come into our zone. However, it has made an area of structure. What does that tell me? Now we can go down to something like the 1 hour, the 4 hour. This level of structure, as you can see, has formed this area of equal highs. That means that above that level of structure, there is going to be a lot of liquidity. What does that mean? That means there's going to be a lot of resting orders that smart money can take out in order to open their own positions. What do I mean by that? I mean, if smart money want to sell this market, they need to find enough buyers that are able to buy the amount that they want to sell. An exchange, it's an exchange, it's an interaction. If I want to buy 100 million pounds worth of Tesla stock, right, someone needs to be selling 100 million pounds worth of Tesla stock. Therefore, we know that smart money is likely going to take out all of this liquidity, break structure to the upside, come into this area of liquidity pool, whatever you want to call it, right, take out all of that liquidity and then sell off, which is exactly what we want to happen. So we're expecting for the market to break structure to the upside, come into our daily POI, and then sell off. And if I play this market, and I do that on something like the 4 hour, so you can just see it, because it does take some time, right, and I play this market, you'll see that's exactly what this market does. It comes and breaks structure to the upside, right? It waffles around for a while and then breaks structure. There you go. You can see that the market, if I extend this line to the right, you'll see that the market smashed straight through that level of structure, indicating that all liquidity, all people selling at this zone, expecting a triple top with their stop losses maybe above here, have been stopped up, right? That's what we want to happen, so that smart money can then sell the market, because what they're going to do is they can print situations onto the market, instigating retail buying just for them to take the opposite side of the market, which is to sell, right? And in this case, that's exactly what happens. They sell the market, right? So we've started on the daily, we've gone onto the 4-hour, we've identified an area of structure, accumulating liquidity above that area of structure, just to then take it out on the 4-hour. Then what we can do is we can go on to something like the 10-minute, right? And what we see on the 10-minute is we see an almost perfect Wyckoff distribution. And what I will do now is I will bring the market back to just before the market sells off for that distribution, so that we can start to see that distribution in a bit more detail, right? So if I just mark it out for you using the rectangle tool, this whole area right here is an area of smart money distributing their orders, right, before potential sell-off. So if I just get rid of the extend to the right and we start marking up this, you could call this maybe something like your preliminary supply. There's your preliminary supply. I can never say that word right. And then what we have is the market break structure to the upside, right, taking out all liquidity that has been accumulated above these equal highs, because we do have a little area of equal highs, as you can see, right? Smart money then takes out all of that liquidity, opens a couple sells, right? The whole point of this is that so they distribute their orders. They're not just going to open a massive 200 million pound sell here. If they want to do that, if they want to have a 200 million pound position overall, they will open it in chunks: 50 million here, 50 million here, 50 million here, 50 million here. Now they have however big a position they want without crashing the market, and whilst finding the liquidity that they need in order to open those positions. Because sometimes there may not be liquidity, and a lot of the time there may not be liquidity to open a 200 million pound sell at once. So what they do is they split into maybe 3 or 4 different orders, right, which can then they can start to accumulate orders or distribute their orders, right? So that's so the two types of Wyckoff are accumulation and distribution, and they're distributing their orders along this little area of consolidation, and then in accumulation, that's all they'll do, right? In this area of consolidation, they're accumulating the orders. So that's how Wyckoff works. The next video, which will be coming out today as well, I am going to be posting more because I haven't been posting on here a lot, so I will be posting more on here, just so that we can start to see a bit more growth, because you know I want to capitalize off this growth that we're having now because of that video that kind of went viral. So I'm going to be posting another video about Wyckoff and how it works, so I'm just going to leave that for then. But basically you will see that liquidity has been taken multiple times. So we have equal highs here, liquidity is taken. Then we'll have a market form, equal highs again, liquidity is taken. You can call this something like your spring, right? The market, then all we need to do is wait for the market to break structure. And what do we have here? The market takes out all equal lows through this break of structure to the downside. That validifies maybe something like this as an area of supply that you could potentially be entering from, which is exactly where I entered. I don't have screenshots of my actual MetaTrader 4 entry, but I have it on the mentorship group that I will go through later on. But basically this was my entry, very simple entry. It broke structure. Then you get your supply zone, or maybe something like the 1 minute. You could have even refined it to if you wanted to. However, that's just a bit extra. The 10 minutes is fine, right? And this is where I got my entry. Very simple setup, and look at the risk to reward. Amazing risk to reward. Stop loss goes there. Where did I target? I'll show you my targets now. Now the thing is, with this type of trade, because we're getting an entry on something like the last point of supply, we're not expecting for the market to come any higher. You can set a stop loss to break even very early. So this is where my take profits went. First of all, let me start off with take profit. They went right here, 1 to 86 risk to reward trade. A beautiful trade. Ended up dropping all the way down for 280 pips, and this was sent out so the people that were in the group chat could have made some really nice money off this move. And there you go, that was the trade. Very nice setup, very clean setup. 1 to 89 risk to reward, 86 risk to reward I should say, right? And that's how you do top down analysis. You start on your higher time frames, you go into something like your daily, you find your supply or demand zone. A supply zone if you're selling, a demand zone if you're buying. In this case we have a very nice supply zone, so this is our supply zone, right? Then you go into your intraday time frame, such as your 4-hour. Then you see what's happening on your intraday time frame, see if there's accumulating liquidity, taking out that liquidity. Nice little Wyckoff distribution. Get your entries off your last minute, your last point of supply on something like the 1 minute. So yeah, that's literally all there is to it. Literally start on your higher time frames and refine that. And I think this was a nice trade that you could have used as an example of how you could have gotten your entry on something like the 1 minute and held it all the way down to equal lows down here and been profitable. Waited for the market to take out those equal lows, right? And then you're good to go. Right, so yeah, it's a very simple setup, very clean setup. Hopefully all of the members were happy with their profits. 280 pips. If I just show you how many pips you caught, 280 pips or 240 pips, there we go. It was a nice setup. Everyone was happy with their profits. And yeah, now for the announcements. So I'll be announcing the giveaway winners on Instagram, on my Instagram story. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, MahadFXYT. what I'll do is I'll just do a random comment generator for the video that got 30,000 views, and then I'll choose three. I won't choose three people. The random comment generator will choose three people, and then I'll just literally reply to your comment saying, please send me your Instagram or your Telegram, and then I'll get you added to the group chat. So yeah, that's the giveaway from before, the one that I promised for a thousand subscribers. Now, because we've had so much growth, I think it wouldn't be fair for all the people, you know, that missed out, because, you know, the chances were very, very small, 3 out of 3,000 people. So what I want to do now is I want to make sure everyone is still looked after. So I want to give everyone an opportunity to be given one call worth of free mentorship. So everyone will be given access to a free call that I'm going to be doing. I'll leave a link in the description for a Zoom link that has a scheduled time that you can join. I haven't decided the time at which we're going to do the Zoom call, but all of the details will be in the link for that Zoom call in the description, so that all of you can come and we can do breakdowns together, forecast a bit, even look at potential scenarios that we could be looking at, and look at even a bit of education if you want to do that. So that's going to be the giveaway that we're doing. I don't want anything in return for that. However, a like and a comment would be very much appreciated. And yeah, that's it really. I thank you all very much for the growth. The growth has been insane. We are nearly at 4,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. You know, my last video was barely at 1,000. So yeah, thank you all for the growth. And I'll see you all again today for that whack-off video. So yeah, I'll see you guys then.